Thank you for visiting bestbiblecommentaries.com. In this video, I'd like to show you one of the most well-reviewed commentary series today. It's called the NIV Application Commentary Series, or the NIVAC for short. NIVAC, the NIVAC Commentary Series. This series is arguably the most popular series among Christian pastors today. The series started in the early 1990s, and there are still a few volumes that have yet to be written. One of the reasons why this series is so popular is because the key word in the title, application, or as the subheading reads, from biblical text to contemporary life. In other words, every author is focused on explaining the meaning of the text in a way that's relevant to life today. And that's where we get the key word, application. There are several volumes in this commentary series that are considered the best or among the best for their particular book of the Bible. So for example, John Walton's commentary on Genesis is considered one of the best commentaries on Genesis. Same with Ian Duguid's commentary on Ezekiel is considered one of the best on this book. Gary Burgess, one of the best on John. Douglas Moo's, one of the best on Romans. There are other examples as well. A few that come to mind, Peter Enns' volume on Exodus is considered one of the best commentaries on Exodus. Tremper Longman's commentary on Daniel, considered one of the best on Daniel. Karen Jobes on Esther, considered one of the best on Esther. In the New Testament, Craig Keener, his commentary on Revelation. Craig Blomberg, his commentary on 1 Corinthians. Ajith Fernando, his commentary on Acts. Those are all considered among the best for their particular book of the Bible, and there are other examples as well. One of the reasons why this commentary series is so popular is because even though it's a hardback commentary series and each one contains 400 to 500 pages probably, this one's almost 600 pages, maybe each one contains 500 to 600 pages approximately. They're all usually around the $20 to $25 range, where other commentaries of this size in a hardback form can be $40, $50, even higher. Another reason, probably the main reason why this series is so popular is because of the ways that the authors approach the text. Every commentary author approaches the text or discusses the text in three categories. So let me show you an example. From Ezekiel 12, verses 1 through 20. We'll look at that example. So the first thing that we have is the biblical text printed in full. And of course, as the series title says, it's the NIV text. And the first category we come to is original meaning. This is where the author discusses exegesis, matters of history, some matters of theology, and other foundational subjects to the passage. The second heading in which the passage is discussed is called bridging context. And this is where application begins to be made as we start to build the bridge from the ancient world to the modern world. The third category is called contemporary significance. And this is where there is a lot of attention given to application of the text today. So for those who are using a commentary in a ministry for ministry purposes, pastors, teachers, Sunday school leaders, small group leaders, Bible study leaders, disciplers, this section will be especially relevant because there is straightforward application made. There are sometimes illustrations in this section. There are sometimes statistics and studies, quotations that can be used in a teaching context. And so the passage, the commentary begins with the exegetical foundation and moves toward the application foundation. Now, every passage in Ezekiel is discussed under these three headings. But it's the same with every other volume. Every passage of Genesis is discussed under those three headings in this volume, and the same with John, the same with Romans. Every author has the same three categories in which they discuss the meaning of Scripture and its relevance for today. It's one of the reasons why this series is so popular, because people who use a commentary in this series know exactly what they're getting. So, one drawback is if someone is using a commentary for the purposes of teaching at the college level, or doing scholarship, or a seminary student who's doing research, if someone using a commentary for along those lines, these ones are not going to be in-depth enough for that kind of study. These might be helpful on some level, but for that kind of study, these commentaries in this series would probably be more supplemental. Nevertheless, for the Christian church today, these commentaries have proven their worth for many pastors, youth pastors, small group leaders, and so on. And they've continued to stand the test of time. There is no sign that this series is waning in popularity or in reputation. And it is arguably the most popular commentary series used today. So, I hope this video has helped you understand the NIVAC series a little bit more, and I thank you for visiting bestbiblecommentaries.com.